GPT into Bing, Google was in shock. An emergency code red situation was declared, and I could imagine the frantic meetings. One Google executive
that we have going forward in the future.
Yeah, it'll be able to track, like, your AI will keep like it'll keep like a track. So as you progress on it, you can see kind of like you're leveling up, kind of like, your skills, you're leveling up on there, and it keeps track of where you're getting better on there. It'll be like, yeah, stop trying to do this. You're stupid. You just can't. But you're good at this stuff right here.
Yeah, it will be like I watched the entire Great War YouTube channel. I watched the entire series, like 700 something videos, and I also watched like hundreds of add-on videos for the partnership with other channels. In my map of competency, it would be able to show that it's like, oh, you spent 200 hours researching World War I. You're in the top 1% of all people in terms of your knowledge of World War I.
Yeah, and we're all speculating because it could go so many different ways. It can go so many ways, and we're still literally, this just kicked off in November. We're talking about this. It's kicked off in November, guys.
It really it's
company
only
afterwards.
Been a couple months. It's insane.
Unfortunately, this is the antithesis of what the OpenAI company originally stood for. If all goes well, this may turn out to be one of the best business deals.
They've been obsolete for a long time, Hassan. Except for unless you want to be a doctor. Yeah, but they've been obsolete.
Yeah, I think unless you're going into STEM, and it has to be like physical STEM, where you actually have to use expensive machinery and equipment, or you have to learn on humans, like if you're going to be a surgeon.
The decade. Right now, Chrome is the default option for Android, and Google pays Apple huge sums of money just to be the default option on iPhones and macOS devices. This has no doubt worked wonders for Google in the past, especially since there's been no real alternative.
Actually, going back to this, Brownsburg, in my area of town, my doctor moved. He said he was, I talked to him middle of last year, whatever, went this year to see him. He said he was going to a new office across the road from where he's at. They're building this big construction piece. They're expanding this gigantic suburb. The guy that owns Limited, Les Wexner, it's all out there by his, he owns this big chunk of land outside of my city. But they're expanded this area, brand new building. I had an appointment, got to go there, do my annual checkup, whatever. And I walk in, it's like a clean room. It's just a clean lobby, like clean. And there's like a long desk, but the desk has computers on it. There's a kiosk in the middle of the lobby. And then like a door opens and like a kid with an iPad comes out, like to greet and to show people like how to use the computer systems. But they're probably going to get rid of him too and have a robot standing there eventually. So, and that's it. That's your check-in process. You walk up to a kiosk, you punch your name in, somebody calls you, and you go in an elevator, and that's it. You go visit your doctor, and they process you down the next door. You get your blood draw. They process you down the next door. You give them your credit card, and you're out. McDonald's.
It really is. Yeah, I think that is the future. And I'm happy about AI nurses and robots because they never forget, right?
Just
when I'm 90 years old and somebody has to come change my diaper, the robot will never forget to come change my diaper.
Yeah. Yeah. Put me in the little Vita chamber, give me my shot for the year, and then I'm out.
Yeah, strap me up to the AR, or the artificial virtual reality. I don't know why that was so hard to think of.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you
strap me into virtual reality, and I'm good. Leave me in there until I rot.
Yeah, Megan, but nicer.
Alternative. But now that Bing could eat some market share, I think Google will use their default status and dominating market share to their advantage while they hit back. This is how I think things may play out if Google gets their act together. So Google are probably going to rapidly prototype and release an AI-powered search engine competitor integrated into Google Chrome. And because Google Chrome is the default browser for so many, this new tool will gain widespread adoption without much effort and end up killing Bing AI before it really gets a chance to start. Now I could be wrong, but it just seems like Google has to make a major move like this. It's reported that Google is working on 20 AI projects, including image generation tools, a product for prototype app testing, and even a green screen mode for YouTube creators. One of the most interesting pieces of research is Music LM, an AI that can transform whistled or humming melodies into a certain style which is described in text.
That's crazy.
So it's clear that Google isn't...
Yes.
You
can do a and then it'll be like, it'll turn that into a rap, like it'll do everything. It'll turn it into metal. It'll turn a hum into a metal. I don't know how he knows how to do it.
The future is going to be like the top artist today. What song did you make? He was like, yeah, I was just really stoned, and I went and then he created the greatest song anyone's ever heard.
Yeah.
The greatest director of our day. What did you do? Oh, well, I just had this spark of information, this spark of creativity. I went to the AI and I was like, tell me a story about XYZ. And then boom, greatest movie ever.
Yeah.
Humans are just going to be the catalyst for everything going forward. We do like the first 1%, the AI does the other 99%.
Yeah.
And we take full credit.
Exactly.
This is
He said no more nurses twerking.
The robots will still twerk. All our robots are going to look like anime girls. So there's going to be plenty of twerking and shaking titties, and everything's going to be super sexualized.
Sleeping. In a staff memo, CEO Sundar Pichai wrote, quote, I am confident about the huge opportunity in front of us. Thanks to the strength of our mission, the value of our products and services, and our early investments in AI, to fully capture it, we'll have to make some tough choices. And I think that last sentence is key. It seems like Google may be forced to put the safety issues on the back seat and will just start unleashing the AI products. They could turn the playing field around quite quickly.
Love it. I love that attitude.
And this is some news just in. According to CNBC, Google is currently testing a ChatGPT competitor called Apprentice Bard internally with its employees. And also, a group of engineers have left OpenAI and started their own AI company, and their first product, Claude, is similar to ChatGPT, but better in some cases. The company, called Anthropic AI, has already raised over $1 billion. And guess what? Google just invested $300 million. Things are really heating up now. But for those of you who are really into technology, something doesn't add up here. Google has been working on AI technology for a long time. Even as far back as 2016, Google CEO Sundar Pichai wanted to make Google, quote, an AI-first company. So how could they be caught with their pants down like this? Well, in a twist of irony, Google inadvertently gave OpenAI the keys to the castle. In 2017, Google researchers published a paper that would silently change the world. It outlined a method of processing text, images, and more. It was called a transformer, and their technique allowed an AI to focus on specific parts of an input rather than having to process the entire sequence for more effective and efficient processing of language data. So in a way, it was this groundbreaking work from Google scientists that led to the development of AI's ChatGPT. The problem for Google moved too slow, and this was due to safety concerns, and rightly so. Such a large company has a lofty reputation. Leading AI would be of high reputational risk for Google. In general, even though AI language
reputational risk, I imagine that's what's stopping them from making the robots that kill us.
Go.
That's just. Oh no, we don't want the woke mafia, alphabet mafia to come after us. That's, it's so dumb. They're gonna get destroyed by a company that could care less about the alphabet mafia, and that's it.
Which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
Like, if they want to bend to the will of social justice warriors, they deserve to go broke. And Metapalooza, I think Elon Musk, that's why he's so obsessed with Neuralink, because he wants humans to be able to keep up in the race of intelligence. And he's thinking, well, if I can implant humans with artificial memory and artificial memory querying, through like flash memory, then we'll be able to keep up more readily with AI. Is that actually the case? I don't know about that. I think it'll probably be at least another generation before he's putting chips in anyone's brains.
Models feel very human-like. They occasionally produce illogical or outright false information. And due to these reasons, Google has released nothing publicly. But the unavoidable consequence was frustrated researchers, some of them have left, to raise money for their own AI startups. That being said, Google does have several language models for internal use, the most famous of which was LaMDA. This language model made headlines in June of 2022 when a former Google engineer claimed it was sentient. While that may not be true, it was certainly sophisticated.
People don't understand what his job was.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
they think
So
he's
let's
just
wrap
like
this
a
episode
coder.
up by taking a look at what
His job.
What was his job?
His job was actually to. It was to.
Turing test it.
It's like a prompt.
Oh, really? That's a cool job.
It's like a prompt engineer.
He's a prompt
on there.
engineer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the whole point was just to see bias and things like that on it.
Yes.
He himself was like, what's happening right now?
Right. And I think what that is, what's that mindset you get in, like if you're at a real high place and all of a sudden you want to jump, but
I know what you
intrusive
mean.
thoughts. It's an intrusive
Yes.
thought. So he probably, I think that he was in his own echo chamber of intrusive thoughts. And he approached that uncanny valley to where he had immersed himself so much in the conversation that the conversation felt like it was real. And that was my first thought. But the way they shut him down and hushed him made me think otherwise.
Well,
Well, it's ironic that they hired him for that job, and then when he was like, yeah, this passes the Turing test, they fired him.
fired
They're
him.
like, get out of here, you crazy bastard.
Right.
yeah, and
Right.
we don't know. Like, they have some crazy AI stuff. Like, and they have the language models that they have. It has to do with they have all that data. So much data they've been feeding them these things on it that we don't know. It's so closed off that now that they're like release the Kraken, like release it all. How crazy is that going to be when we start seeing what's been behind behind the doors at Google?
Can't wait. I'm so excited. Even, I mean, I really don't care how it goes. Like, I'm not the one to be asking about this because I don't give a damn. It's going to be so much. It's going to be so exciting
Yeah, it is.
that even if the robots are coming for us to destroy us and steal our souls, I don't care. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so exciting to see it happen.
It's like, wait, before you kill me, can I have 10 minutes to talk to you? I have so many questions. So many questions.
Can you just kill me last so I can watch?
Yeah. Oh, man.
what we know so far about an AI-powered Microsoft search engine. Microsoft is expected to launch Bing with some ChatGPT features at the end of March. There is still some growing speculation about how the AI system will be integrated into the search engine. One possibility is that ChatGPT could allow users to just communicate with Bing in a more human-like way. You don't have to worry about keywords. You just ask Bing the question in the same way that you would ask another person. An anonymous Microsoft source told Bloomberg that more conversational and contextual responses to queries will win over users by providing better quality answers that go beyond links. Bing is about to get the features of DALL-E 2, that text-to-image generator that caused such a stir and kicked off this latest wave of AI art. This integration will allow users to type in text and generate images. This feature will be particularly beneficial for searches where images don't currently exist. Essentially, it will allow users to create new images on demand. Microsoft has said that they're working closely with OpenAI, so this feature doesn't generate explicit or inappropriate visuals.
Yeah, and there's free versions of
Joe
these.
Biden licking my balls. That'd be the first thing that somebody generates.
And to the folks out there in the chat, these are actually out there for you to play with. So you can go out there and mess around with these AIs.
Yeah.
I encourage people to. It's fun shit. It really